Thank you for giving me a chance to answer one of your questions. I think this is a difficult question to answer, but I also think it's a very important question. So, as we get started here, let me begin by giving you a little bit of background information from the Bible. Jesus had a friend named Lazarus. And one day as Jesus was teaching, someone came to him and said, "Your friend Lazarus is very, very sick." So Jesus left to go see his friend. But before he got there, Lazarus died. We're told that Lazarus had been dead 4 days before Jesus got there and had already been buried. Well, when Jesus got there, he found Lazarus's family surrounded by people from their town, helping them with their sadness. And we're told that Jesus was sad as well, and he cried. Well, after Jesus had talked with Lazarus' sister, he asked if they'd take him to where Lazarus was buried. Now, in those days, they buried people in caves, and they took big rocks and put them in front of the cave entrance, kind of like a door. Well, Jesus did something very unusual. First, he said, "Take the rock away." Then he prayed to God, and he said in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." Well, according to the Bible, Lazarus walked out of the grave alive. Okay, so the question is, did Lazarus really die and come back to life? Okay, really? Is that possible? I mean, that doesn't happen today, right? People don't come back to life after they're dead. Well, you can talk to our greatest scientists. You can talk to the best doctors. All of them will say, no, we don't know how to bring somebody back from the dead. And that's why this is an important question, I think. Because if Jesus was able to bring back Lazarus, who was dead, back alive, then that makes Jesus a very, very, very special person. Well, that's what the Bible says happened. So let me tell you why I think it's true that Lazarus did die and Jesus brought him back to life. Okay, first, I think with God, anything is possible. You know, we believe that God created the world. If God is able to create mountains and oceans and rivers, if God can create plants and animals, then why, if God is that powerful, then why is it hard to believe that God could take someone like Lazarus who had died and bring him back to life? If Jesus prayed to God and asked him to bring his friend back, and God was okay with it, then don't you think, I mean, why would we question that it's not possible? Okay, secondly, this isn't the only time that Jesus was known to have raised people from the dead. We know of 2 other people that Jesus raised. One was the daughter of a man named Jairus. The other was a widow's son from a town called Nain. This happened in different parts of the country with different people present. We know of nobody that said it didn't happen and that they were stories that were made up. And in fact, because of these stories, Jesus' following just grew rapidly. Obviously, the people at that time believed that the stories were true, or they wouldn't have followed Jesus. Well, now, thirdly, there were a lot of people that were there when Lazarus was raised from the dead. There were people that helped when they buried Lazarus. There were people that were there when Lazarus was brought back to life. We're told that there was a party afterwards to honor Jesus for what they did for Lazarus. And at that party, Lazarus would have been there. He would have been talking and carrying on, walking around. it was pretty hard to deny that Lazarus was dead at that point. We're also told that Lazarus was kind of a rock star, that people came from all over the country just to see the man that had been dead and been raised back to life. There's just too many people that knew about Lazarus' story for it not to be true. Okay, well, there was also one group of people that really wanted Jesus to fail. This was Jesus' enemies. And surprisingly, when they heard the story that Lazarus had been raised back to life, they didn't deny that it happened. Instead, how could they? Lazarus was there. He was walking around. People knew he was alive. So instead, they decided that if they were going to stop people from following Jesus, they would have to put Jesus to death, to kill Jesus, and maybe even kill Lazarus as well. This is believed to be one of the biggest reasons the Jewish leaders decided Jesus had to be stopped, and they began plotting ways to kill him. So, those are some of the reasons why I believe that Lazarus did die and Jesus brought him back to life. And if Jesus was able to do that for Lazarus, I believe him when he says that after we die, he will bring us back to life so that we can live with him in heaven. So, thanks for listening to me and for letting me talk.
Hi, we're Bill and Christy Rampton, and we've been asked to address one of those serious Bible questions in this study. So our question was Lazarus really dead? Raised from the dead. Was he actually dead? So we've given this some thought, and Bill's going to give you the answer.
Yes.
Okay.